less than 48 hours ago. It is Washington's first game Sunday. They'll have a significant rest advantage as we enter game number 3 of the WNBA season for the Fever and the Mystics here from downtown Indianapolis. And here is that impressive second-year pro Kiki Iriafen, who draws the foul. Due to injury, Georgia Amor questionable with right knee injury management, but she is available and starting as well. Iriafen off the mark on her first free throw. She was an all-star as a rookie and has seemingly raised the bar to start her second season, averaging 16 points, 14 rebounds for those 2 games. And that front court of Iriafen and Shakira Austin has been quite formidable here in the first couple of games of the season. Austin on a handoff to Sophie Cunningham, who's coming off a 12-point performance. Mitchell catch and shoot, and she knocks down her first 3.
Chelsea Mitchell, great sign starting there. She struggled a bit from the 3-point this season. And one of those things where you see it going once, feeling good from it.
Mitchell enters the night tied for the league lead in scoring at 27 points per game. At times she has been an admitted slow starter in her career. She is off to a red-hot start in 2026. Clark looking for Mitchell. They were not on the same page. Cunningham able to rescue. Clark from way outside. Billings battling underneath. And Billings knocks it down.
What an addition Monique Billings has been to this team, and she brings the energy. That was her first game last lineup with the Sparks, and see her get, her first touches, looking good.
Shakira Austin has a double-double in her 2 games this year. She goes right to work and banks it home.
Oh yeah, that physical play. She's one of those players that, again, loves to bank. She loves the contact. You gotta be able to know where she's at.
Boston, deep position, and she won't miss from there. Aaliyah Boston, who was brilliant in this building on opening day and then got into some serious foul trouble in LA, fouled out, scored just 4 points. There's Georgia Amor, puts on the brakes, extra pass. Corner 3 ball, falls for Cody McMahon, the rookie out of Ole Miss, who has not been available for their first 2 games. Tonight is her WNBA debut, and there's her first points. The head coach for the Indiana Fever is Stephanie White. The Fever, and second in this stint, Sydney Johnson, the head coach for Washington. His father, an Indiana basketball Hall of Famer, spoke to just how much coming back to Indiana means for him. Boston drills a 3, and Indiana, who struggled a bit from the 3-point line here in their first couple of games, have knocked down a couple of early ones here in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, Leah Boston really working on that 3 ball this season, and she's already hit a couple.
That is her second of the year. She is 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. Amor being hounded in the backcourt, and she turns it over. Clark turns on the Jets. Cross-court pass sets up Cunningham, who buries a triple.
Fever are red hot in their Rebel red jerseys tonight. My goodness, they've really opened up that 3 ball here. They've already hit 3.
This Fever offense, 96 points per game in their first 2. Second in the league in offensive rating. They have looked ready to go from the opening tip. And an offensive foul on Washington as the Mystics turn it over.
It's one of those things when you know your teammate just hit a 3, it's almost infectious. Call for the ball, hands high. It's a great decision here. Do a skip pass instead of that easy pass, and then here it is, Sophie Cunningham knocking it down.
Clark working on Amor, tries to shake the rookie. Austin this time will shot fake the 3, go right back to work, fades, fires, and rolls off, but there's Billings for the rebound and the stick back. Fever did not have Monique Billings in their opener. She played well in her Fever debut on Wednesday in Los Angeles. Here's Austin inside, aggressive take, shot won't fall for Cassandra Prosper, who just checked in. She started the first 2 games. It's McMahon.
Kiki doing Kiki things. Playing big girl basketball right there.
And Boston able to win the tip for Indiana. Beaver have hit 6 of their first 8 shots. Here comes Clark behind the back to the rim, but too strong once she got there. She has really attacked the paints here in her first couple of games. Taking about 3 more 2s per game than she took in her first 2 years. Area Finn, the spin, and pretty finish.
That's it. Just poise, patience, great footwork, never rush down low.
Beaver play with the second fastest pace of play in the WNBA. Stephanie White wants her group to be watching the tempo of this one closely here tonight. Billings spinning inside as she took the inbound pass, which was intended for Lexi Hull. Foul on the Mystics.
And like you said, Pat, that's a tough thing to match up against when you are doing the half court more so in practice than playing at a fast pace. Hard to adjust, but you got to make those in-game adjustments to get the win.
Clark feeds inside for Dantas, who lost the handle, and Indiana turns it over.
That's good defense there by Washington. Just staying head on a swivel, knowing where the ball is at along with your player.
Well, so much focus on this Fever defense, which allowed 107 in this building on opening day, then recovered to hold LA to just 78 points in game number 2. And Hull able to just wall off Citron. She's in a race for it. Hull pulls it down and then put that one a little bit behind Billings. Indiana gives it right back, but they edged her way back from that injury, which kept her out of the entire preseason. She is a difference maker on the defensive end of the floor. And on the offensive end, Citron's a difference maker.
Through the contact, it don't matter. The flow game, all the way to the basket. She's got it all.
Clark circles around and can't knock it down from the mid-range. Billings, another offensive rebound. She's been really active. Clark backing up and dropping a 3.
That'll get you going. Again, I spoke earlier about the confidence from Caitlin Clark. Mr. Make, it never wavers. You never see her get discombobulated. She's going to go up again.
She was 3 of 17 from the three-point line leading into that shot, and she spoke about how her confidence hasn't waned a bit. She knows it's coming, but an answer comes from Washington's Alex Wilson. 32-year-old rookie out of Australia. Here is Clark. Oh, yeah!
Back-to-back threes. This is going to be a good game. You better put a hand up, find the body.
Area Finn has the size advantage. But that was defended well by Clark. 2-3.
Also, they'll finish strong near the rim. And also of note, you guys, with Caitlin's 3rd assist tonight, she now moves into 5th all-time in Fever assists.
Kelsey, thank you. It's quite remarkable when you consider she was averaging 22 points per game and that 3 ball was not yet falling. It is a dangerous proposition now that it is. And for Indiana, they're falling for everybody. Here's Damiris Dantas.
6 for 7 from the 3 ball. And like Kelsey said, so beautifully said, it's a mental game. You can't get too high and too low. Shots making or not, you still got to find a way to play and make an impact.
Corner 3 spins out. That was Prosper. Clark was 6 points, 3 assists, and you can just feel that confidence oozing out of her here in the first quarter. There's a foul on Washington, and this is what we are seeing a whole lot more here in 2026. The freedom of movement, emphasis by the officials to allow natural movement to play, to keep the game from getting overly physical. Seeing about 3 more fouls per game called with this new rule as players get adjusted to it. Here's the local product, Ty Harris knocking it down. Indiana's hit 10 of their first 14 shots here tonight.
Now talk about focus. I don't know if that's just being back in front of the home crowd or knowing the baskets, but the offense is really fluent right now.
Aggressive drive, Cody McMahon, and she's had a terrific WNBA debut here. 5 points in 4 minutes. Down a 3 earlier.
Talk about fearless.
Clark trying to shake off Prosper, but Prosper recovers well for the block. Back door, it's Prosper. Up a long stride, shot won't fall. Here is Clark, waiting for reinforcements. Off the Timpson screen, and McMahon was too aggressive. Forced her way through it.
There.
Kelsey Mitchell back in for Indiana. She'll sub in for Clark. Here is Harris, turns the corner, gets inside. Tried to hand off Timpson. Somehow got it out to Mitchell. Shot clock down to 7. Mitchell just blows by Prosper, but couldn't finish inside. 6'7" rookie Lauren Betts, a really impressive young player out of UCLA. Helped them win a championship. Comes down with the rebound, but Indiana forces the turnover. Mitchell puts on the brakes, can't get the roll. Offensive rebound, Timpson, who had it stripped. Good hands there by Wilson. And I'll say Timpson hit it out of bounds. He had a couple good looks inside, just couldn't finish.
Yeah, quick hands down low. You know, it's one of the hardest jobs out here is to be a ref in this day and age. And, you know, especially the home crowds, the crowds at home, you can never get on everybody's great side. And I know they're doing their best, but boy, women are physical.
Georgia Amor back in. It is her rookie season. And an inspirational story. She suffered a torn ACL. Third day of camp last year. Missed all of what would have been a rookie season a year ago. She is a highly touted prospect, 6th pick in the draft. Amor, and she overtime lost to New York on Sunday.
Yes. And where did she go to school at again? Remind me.
I believe where you went. Kentucky.
There it is. Wildcats unite.
Austin fakes left, goes right. Shot won't fall. Dantas the rebound. Harris looking to push. Deflected in the backcourt. Austin comes up with the steal. And Cunningham is called for the foul.
It's a great deflection. Your man is get deflections on the ball. See if you can match their intensity. Doing things just like that is a great step forward to get that done.
Here is the 5th-year pro out of Ole Miss, Shakira Austin, who was the 3rd pick back in 2022. Now, she is all of 25 years old, but she is the 2nd longest tenured WNBA player on this roster. Michaela Onyenwere, who is still out due to injury, has played 1 more year than her. Sydney Johnson said they really rely on those two. They're young players in this league, but on this roster, there are vets.
Yeah.
Harris with some trouble in the backcourt being swarmed. Indiana got to hurry to get it across. They just do. That'll be 15 seconds on the shot clock. Mitchell, handoff Timpson. Bounce past Timpson, a little behind her. Indiana's gotten sloppy here on their last few possessions.
Yeah.
There is the handoff Citron. Got 2 All-Stars. Really the centerpieces around what Sydney Johnson and Washington are building. 3rd and 4th pick a year ago. Each an All-Star in their rookie season. Only the 2nd time 2 rookies on the same team have ever been named to the All-Star team. And all these young players in the mix, 12 of the 14 players on the roster are in their 1st or 2nd season. This is as dramatic of a rebuild as you've seen, but with so much talent, it's not hard to imagine this team being a playoff team this year, being a contender in the not-too-distant future.
Yeah, that's one of the perks about being raw and trying to find your identity. You know, you can make it whatever you want it to be, and they have time to do so.
Cunningham on the drive. Kick out Harris. Cunningham drives on Citron, gets to the rim, shot too strong. Indiana was getting anything they wanted for the first 5 or 6 minutes of this one. Sydney Johnson called a timeout, and Washington has tightened the clamps defensively in a major way here. Beavers still have a 9-point lead as Austin, aggressive take and aggressive finish.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was said in that timeout, but it's obviously working. I think it started with the defense, or they have really turned it up here and doing such a good job forcing Indiana into some bad shots.
Mitchell tiptoeing the baseline. She is fouled. That is Washington's 4th, so they did have 1 to get.
Yeah, she's aggressive. She wants it. She's feisty. She's got some fresh legs. She's making her debut here. Trying to make a statement.
Mitchell, shot clock down to 5, and Cunningham is pushed. That's a bad foul if you are Sonia Citron. It comes off the ball. It comes 35 feet from the hoop, and it's going to result in Indiana's first victory of the season in LA on Wednesday. Has hit 1 here tonight. There's her first free throw. There is what has quickly become a fan favorite here in Indiana, Raven Johnson. Her tenacity at the point guard position defensively. Now she and Caitlin Clark have seemingly formed a friendship overnight.
Yeah.
It's been fun to watch.
Nothing but great things to say about each other. They push each other. It's fun to watch.
Here's Amor, the fake. Amor, the finish.
Inside hand finish, beautiful work.
And Kelsey Mitchell will just, as the Fever shot 53% from the field, but Washington 57% in that first quarter. Boston backing her way on Ariafin. Ariafin sticks right with her. Good defense, better offense. Big shot, Boston.
Got to give it to Kiki right there. She played phenomenal for the duration of time as Boston had that. Just better offense there, like you said, and just really, really poised on Boston's end.
Citron gives it up. Austin now will try on the other end and draw the foul on Boston.
Again, taking a look. Didn't bite right there on the shot fake. Forced Aaliyah Boston to a maybe not so comfortable shot there, but she made it look easy.
Shakira Austin dealt with a lot of injury in 2023 and 2024, hip problems throughout a couple of seasons which sidelined her, and I think some people forgot just what a tantalizing young product and prospect she is, and still remains at age 25. It's easy to forget how young she is with how young her teammates are, but she had a standout rookie season and is putting together a brilliant start here to 2026.
Yeah, she's that leadership role. She's communicating, she's passionate, she's trying to lead by example, she's talking to her teammates, so all some really good things that she's able to add to her game.
Inside, back for Boston, shot too strong. Deflection out to Citron. Washington doesn't run a lot, but they've got numbers here. Citron, Amor, knocks down a triple.
Great movement there, great decision to pass it up, and a great finish.
Oh, and Mitchell is sent back by Austin. She tried to beat the Mystics center back, and Shakira goes step for step.
Yep. That's what we're talking about. Again, it's not always about who's scoring the most points here, and she's just getting it done on that defensive end.
Mitchell launches and misses on a three. Citron just 2 points in that first quarter. That'll give her 5, and Washington's back within 1. A 13-point deficit cut down to 1 here early in the second quarter. 10 when she's been on the bench. Well, Stephanie White will get her star back on the floor here for Indiana. Mitchell stop and go and turns it over.
Not quite the start you want to come, especially out of a timeout. You want to be able to get in there. That first play that's drawn up, execute, get the momentum back and energy back into the building. But a great defensive pressure there by the Mystics that they just turned it up. About midway through the first quarter, I've seen a real drastic change on how they decided to play the ball.
Shot making on great display here. The two teams are 10 of 13 from the three-point line. As Austin on Boston. This is going to be a fun matchup all night. Citron shot fakes the three, lob inside. Austin, extra pass, Prosper, and Washington has taken the lead.
Great offensive movement there. Talk about execution. They went exactly where they were supposed to be. Finish that play with a bucket.
Clark weaving through traffic and then wanted to set up Billings, who was fouled inside before she could get it in there.
Man, great court awareness there. Austin was able to distribute the basketball.
So a 10-0 run for the Mystics has given Washington the lead. Billings spinning inside, and Billings unable to finish. That was defended well also. Austin and Ariafin have done a nice job. The Fever have just 4 points in the paint here so far tonight. Amor circles around, back to Austin, charging right up the middle. It's a 12-0 run.
Mystics are cooking now. Again, young team, super raw, trying to figure out their identity. I think we're getting a glimpse of it here tonight.
Buck off the Boston screen, extra pass. Oh, can't stop the bleeding. It is amazing just how dramatically this momentum has turned here in Indianapolis. It looked like the Fever were threatening to run away with it early.
Yep.
Now momentum all on the visiting Mystics side as Citron pours on two more. The Mystics are shooting 68% from the field.
I mean, fearless. Just playing so loose without any fear definitely helps the confidence.
Indiana just out of sorts here in the second quarter. Mitchell trying to turn the corner. There's a foul first. Olsen, her first 2 games, 10 points here tonight. Clark misses on a 3-ball. Offensive rebound. Johnson was the one to tip that one to Hull. Out to Boston, second chance opportunity. Clark, here is Billings on the drive, and the scoop won't fall. Prosper, extra pass. 3-ball skips off for Wilson. And that is Washington's 3rd foul here of the second quarter.
The inside out, the pace right now, the sharing of the basketball. The Mystics are doing something phenomenal right now. Not only because they're a young team, but just their attention to detail and how they're able to adjust in in-game situations.
Fever just 1 of 8 with a turnover here in the second quarter. Clark drives into Betts, gets inside, kick out for a Billings 3, and that goes down.
Much needed basket by the Indiana Fever as they're trying to rally this run here.
Billings has hit 2 threes in 3 games for the Fever. She had hit just 14 in her entire career coming into this year, but it's something she's been working on. 10 of those 14 came last season with Golden State.
As she just lines the ball up, just beautiful fashion. Looks like she's really been working on extending and stretching that game so that she can stretch the floor. And also has an opportunity to put it on the floor as well.
Ori Harmon has checked in for her first minutes. Rookie guard out of Texas. Dugalich inside for her UCLA teammate Betts. And Betts was fouled. And that is Indiana's 4th.
Let me tell you why that worked. It was the decision early that Betts was going to get the better position inside. And once she buries you, it's hard to beat. She's physical, she's tall, long, athletic. She's gonna get in there and get some hands on that ball.
You know, most rookies have to build chemistry with each other, the rest of the roster pretty quickly. Those two, I think, know a thing or two about each other.
Who puts in the work like you, Caitlin? State Farm. They help you get the coverage that fits your life and budget.
That's his 2 of 2 from the line. And Washington has gone back up by 4 here. Already 16 points for the Mystics, not even halfway through the second. Clark looking to get going. She got off to a hot start. And hounded by Prosper, and there comes the foul call. And there's more of the freedom of movement.
On the best that played the game, Fee had mentioned it.
Clark too strong on a 2-point shot there. He is 2 for 8 here tonight. McMahon lost the handle, but out of bounds off of Indiana. Or they thought he did.
Yeah.
Ciara Cruz, Gina Cross, and Kelsey Reynolds are your 3 officials here tonight. Wilson strong on a 3. Johnson, feed inside. Billings nearly lost it. Going into another Bruin. And Lauren Betts.
That's a good one.
Knocked away by Washington.
See, you build bonds, you come back and get it back.
Oh, Hull inbounded it off of Citron, was just able to pull it down. Extra pass, Clark on the drive, pulls up and leaves it short. Clark pulls down the offensive rebound. There's already Indiana's 6th offensive rebound here tonight. Dantas shot fakes the 3. Shot clock down to 5. Clark trying to create. Here is Hull down to 1. It's Billings again, but she can't hit the 3. And Hull pulls down another offensive rebound. Dantas off the mark. Fever had 3 shots at it there. And Clark had to foul McMahon on the other end. Well, it's just remarkable how
Well, that first running here, went to the timeout, made some crucial adjustments, and honestly, just simple adjustments too. It's just about applying the pressure, moving with a purpose, seeing if you can get some deflections on the ball, and then that offense, trusting that the offense will come.
Sydney Johnson has done a great job in Washington. Was there for the start of the rebuild a year ago. They took New York to overtime on Sunday. Both of their games have been within 3 points after regulation. Clark able to swat that one away. The shot clock down to 1.6. Lob in. Betts doesn't recognize it, and it's a shot clock violation. And that's something you'll see from a younger team.
Yep. Just about to say rookie mistake. Again, giving them credit on how they've been able to battle here, but those are that veteran leadership that they need to really talk, especially on the road when, you know, it's just them.
We'll see if Clark can get this Indiana offense refired here. Mitchell off the screen, finds some space and knocks it down.
Big bucket there. Again, it's all about the momentum, seeing they can let their offense generate exactly how this game is going to go.
Harmon, stop and go, back for Austin. Spinning into Dantas, Mitchell rips it away. Mitchell off to the races. Betts giving chase. Mitchell wins the race.
Little 4-0 flurry there for Kelsey Mitchell. See how she just cut the legs off of Lauren Betts. Brilliant basketball, so she can recover.
Everything running through Shakira Austin here in the first half, and for good reason. 2 more for Austin. She's got 12.
She's hooping. She's feeling it. She knows that downhill is working.
Clark backdoor pass. Couldn't connect that time with Mitchell. Good defense there by Harmon and by Austin. Oh, got a deflection in. She hits the turf. No call either direction. Clark looking ahead. Nobody there. She'll take it herself. Washington's done a nice job of having a rim protector back there. We've seen Clark attack the rim relentlessly in her first 2 games as Mitchell pulls up but can't add 2 more.
A little short on the shot there. They played in LA a couple days ago where Washington has had some rest since Sunday.
McMahon way off on a 3. Clark launching ahead. Dantas can't pull it down. So Kelsey Mitchell trying to spark her fever. They've lost a 13-point lead and trail by 3. 5-9 run for the Mystics dating back late first quarter over the last 13 minutes. Austin has led that charge for Washington. 12 points, couple rebounds, couple assists. Amor looking for Austin. Boston trying to wall her off. Austin drives, step through, maybe got away with an extra step, couldn't finish.
I like how she keeps it high. I like that. That's a great addition to her game and still being able to be physical.
Clark trying to fight through the Hines-Allen screen. Clark gets inside, kick out for a Boston 3. Well, it's not a bad look, but when Indiana's in the flow of their offense, they're getting their shooters those looks.
Yep.
Washington has just frustrated Indiana defensively here for about the last 12 minutes of game action. Amor launches from way outside. Area Finn hits the deck. There's a whistle. Both. It looked like McMahon was the one that ran into Area Finn, but you couldn't tell if Mitchell pushed her.
Right.
So Clark, Boston, Billings, and Cunningham all with 2 fouls, and now Mitchell has her first. Area Finn 1 of 2 from the line. Here is Clark working off the screen, bounces for Boston, back for Clark. She is open and can't cash in. That was Indiana's best look of the quarter.
Yeah.
It's been a frustrating quarter of offense, just 9 points for the Fever. Hines Allen just wrenches that out of there. Mitchell comes away, it's 1-on-3. Mitchell, step back, well short. Well, she does a nice job to get a 2-for-1 there. The Fever should have one more possession.
Yep, I was just about to say, I was in a regular shot there, but a great IQ, high IQ shot, trying to get an extra possession.
Area Finn, step back on Boston, too strong. Indiana with a final look here in the first half. Hines Allen picks up her dribble, 3 seconds to play. Bull hoist. And that really a summation of how this Indiana Fever offense looks to get reorganized. They were terrific right out of the gates to start the first quarter as Boston goes back door. Mitchell off balance. Couldn't finish inside. And the recovery defensively has been really good for Washington tonight. McMahon not able to finish on the other end. Here is Cunningham, lob ahead, and Mitchell lays it in.
Great defense to offensive transition there. Miss the bunny, come back, don't hang your head, see if you can get another bucket. That's exactly what Kelsey Mitchell was able to do.
Fever want to play at a breakneck pace, but had just 2 fast break points in the first half. Here's Citron driving on Clark, 22 on 22, and Citron rolls it in.
Citron, again, another player that is in her second year that looks like a vet already as she's able to control the tempo.
Boston, 7 first half points going right at Iriafin. Iriafin able to protect the rim. That's been the story of the first half. Boston had it knocked away by Billings, and it will stay here with the Mystics as we check back in with Kelsey Casper.
Well, guys, at halftime, I spoke with Fever assistant Karima Christmas-Kelly about that second quarter offensively, and she says they want to see more ball movement, especially in the pick and roll, and just make some more simple passes. She felt like they were over-dribbling. They need to be a little bit more mindful of where their shooters are, and also defensively. Steph White has been saying it all game. We need to find more consistency on the defensive end and play more together as a group.
Kelsey, thank you. And speaking of ball movement, what a find there from Amor. We got caught up midair and then split a double team with the pass.
Yeah, made the stink face on that one. That was beautiful. And she was up in the air, which coaches teach you not to do that, but when you can do it flawlessly as Amor, I'd do it again too.
Clark got a handoff from Boston. She'll bounce it back for Boston. Extra pass, Cunningham short on a 3. Amor crossing over. Boston had to switch inside. Oh, and it freed up Iriafin. And a great job by Boston to kick that one away because Iriafin was home free.
Yeah. So that mouse in the house situation there is about to be Kelsey Mitchell, who, you know, plays bigger than what she is, but that would have been a tough one to stop.
McMahon drives by Clark. Iriafin hangs and finishes.
Great ball movement, court awareness by the Rook. Second year.
Mitchell held on the Boston pass.
A little over aggressive there by Clark. And straight line drive, that's where the money makers are. But on the defensive end for the Mystics, they're not allowing a lot of downhill attacks. They're sucking it into the paint, making it extremely difficult.
Clark the switch on to Austin. She'll go with a bank shot, but it won't go down. Clark 2 for 11 here tonight. Gets a second chance. Clark will launch. That one was halfway down. It's been that kind of night after the first quarter for Indiana. Citron, the step through and the pretty finish. Clark launching ahead for Billings, and Citron able to knock that one away.
Downhill as she goes, it's blood in the water. Trying to get on the way with the cat travel there, but I like the aggression where she was able to get down with the pretty.
Indiana looking for any sort of momentum. So far, it has not come their way. Whistle off the ball as Amor ultimately hits the deck. Clark will drive at Amor, goes behind the back, gets inside, triple teamed in there, and draws the foul. And that is all. Rustin was frustrated, but Clark was bumped by Amor before she even got there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Did they assess the foul too? Austin, yeah, they did. So coming back, I can, again, see the frustration. Really didn't need to reach in there. She's got the size advantage. Go ahead and see if you can make a play on the ball as the shot goes up.
Well, you've got Clark on an off night. If you're Washington, you hate to see her even put one through. You know, it doesn't take much to get her going. Doesn't take Mitchell much to get going either, and Mitchell banks it home. So a three-point possession there for the Fever. McMahon wide open, but misses on a three ball. And that's out of bounds off of Indiana. Aaliyah Boston. Right now, the coach has not twirled the finger.
Oh, yeah.
It did look like it hit Iriafin last, but Stephanie White doesn't want to roll the dice here. If it's not conclusive, even if the player does think it is off of the opponent, you got to be careful when to challenge. Clark, shot out of a cannon, hesitates. Trying to set up Billings here. Cunningham curls, kick out Mitchell. Washington just there every step of the way as Mitchell gets inside, it hangs and falls off.
Yeah. Again, they're doing such a good job. Just as soon as the ball is put on the ground, they're sinking into that red zone and not letting anything easy go.
Citron, lob inside, deep position, Austin, and Billings head to Fowler. Enhance the way you WNBA with WNBA ID. You can easily sign in across devices, get personalized content, and unlock VIP access to the league. Scan the QR code to create your free account here today. Austin now 5 of 6 from the line, but Citron pulls down the offensive rebound. Iriafin going right back to work.
Just out-hustled right there. I mean, the 50-50 balls, you got to know where they're at. Come down.
Clark, step back, but misses on a three. Offensive rebound, Billings. And she lays it back in. Citron took quite a hit there at midcourt on an uncalled out screen. It was legal, she just didn't see it.
Yep, gotta talk.
Now it's Citron who ducks in. Bank shot is good. Clark trying to outrun the entire Washington defense, and there is that 5th foul on the Mystics. So while the Fever offense still in disarray, here is their opportunity, but Citron showing off her ability in the post.
Yeah, just was able to cut the face of Kelsey Mitchell there, got great position, and that's big guard energy there. She was able to float that, and the banks are open apparently.
Fever still shooting at just barely over 30% from two-point range. They are typically well over 50% on their two-point shots. And they've gone cold from the perimeter, just 1 of their last 12. So at least for the time being, this might be the spot for the Fever to try to get back in it from the foul line. And Clark knocks down the pair.
But that's a good point, Pat. I mean, when things aren't falling, the defense isn't looking right, you still gotta find ways to dig yourself out of the hole, and it's not letting your energy and your effort waver. You still gotta find a way.
Iriafin on Billings. Iriafin spins, fires, and the bank shot goes down.
My goodness, can we get a Kiki package for this half? This is beautiful work right here. She's going to work early.
Cunningham off the Boston screen. She launches and misses. Harmon touched that one last, and it'll stay here with Indiana. You gotta love the attempt there by Rory Harmon, who knocked it out right in front of the official and then said, Washington ball. Never hurts to try, right?
I love that. Another rookie coming in, trying to really put her stamp on this team. The point guard leader team.
Here's Ty Harris back in for Indiana. Boston shots fakes the three. Got the rookie Betts on her. Betts with a lot of size, and Boston draws the foul. And now a word from State Farm. He has 2 free throws. Now Washington's defense deserves a ton of credit for that, especially to have a group this young that is that locked in on the defensive end of the floor.
I'm telling you, just the execution from the scouting report to the game plan, they won it.
That's an offensive foul on Lauren Betts. Going to be called for the hook on Boston. Mitchell sets up Harris. Boston just out-muscles Betts for the rebound. Betts had position. Now Boston goes right back to work underneath through a double team and draws the foul. Dugalich is pleading.
Kind of a heave there by Leah Boston.
Boston is a good free throw shooter, 80% coming into tonight, despite missing on that previous pair. Aisha Hines-Allen back in for Indiana as Monique Billings will take a rest. And Boston 2 for 2 from the line. Dugalich with the shot clock at 10. Backdoor pass, Prosper hauls it in, 1 dribble, a lot of contact. First there's a travel.
I've always said it, Indiana Fever, and up and down. They're only down by 8, so, or sorry, 12. Could be a lot worse. Where's their, oh, no, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm second guessing myself.
Never doubt your instincts. Harris, Boston, wide open. Nice block out there from Cassandra Prosper. There's McMahon charging into the defense, but couldn't finish. Boston not afraid to run some point here. Ahead to Mitchell. She will launch and bury a 3. Fever back within 5. This hometown 27 from the field.
It really does. I'm telling you, just studying this group, they're a team that runs off of a lot of emotions and want to go out there and have fun. So, and they can make big time plays.
Dugalich feet inside, deep position. Betts can't finish. Offensive rebound, and she rolls it in.
Talk about the speed there. She was able to turn around, find where the ball is, and get it quick. Know where the ball is going to be.
Awesome. They switch on to Harmon. That's a major advantage. They try to repost in there with Dugalich. Harris drives on Harmon, who cuts her off. Hines-Allen back for Harris. Indiana out of sync here. Betts knocks it away. Shot clock down to 4.
The tenacity on defense from the Washington Mystics. They've just proven themselves on defense. They are executing flawlessly on this plan right now.
Boston sees 2. Kick out. Hines-Allen wide open, but misses on a 3. Hole through 3 white jerseys. Knocked it off the backboard, but ultimately it's Ariafin able to control. Ariafin hobbled on her way back up the floor. Austin size advantage on Hole and cashes in.
The work early by Austin made that pass so easy. There's no recovery on that.
Prosper hounding Hole in the backcourt. And Hines-Allen, offensive foul. She's frustrated. It looked like she got that chicken wing up. Austin now a game high 15 points tonight.
Yeah, just early. Barron, there was no help side defense on the backside. A little bit of mismatch there. They recognized where the mismatch was going to be. And just a little too aggressive there by Hines-Allen.
Sometimes for players like Hines-Allen, they have so much upper body strength that of no fault to themselves, players just kind of collide off of them. I'm not sure if that's what happened there or not, as Ariafin strokes a 3.
stretch the flow, Kiki. That's how you get it done, and she just lined it up there.
Well, in the first 2 games for Indiana, there were times where their defense was totally out of sorts. They allowed 107 to Dallas. But at no point in either the game against the Wings or the Sparks did you ever question the offense.
Right.
And it's been a little startling to question that here for a couple quarters. And inbound to Citron as Washington just continues to pour it on, and Stephanie White will take a timeout.
They've got to be able to find ways to get it in there and stretch the floor.
Fever look to mount a comeback. This will be a big 90 seconds here. Can they cut into this deficit before the 4th? Make it more manageable. Clark, corner, Hines Allen wide open. The Fever's open looks around the perimeter have not been with their shooters. Washington's game plan has been really good. Prosper just had it wrenched out by Hull. Harris, Clark. Drives on Citron. Clark up and under, blocked by Iriafin. But loose ball goes to Billings, who couldn't finish inside. Offensive rebound. Hull will feed back inside for Billings. Billings back for Hull, who connects.
That was gritty right there. Not a pretty possession, but super gritty. Not letting anything easy go. Getting off those 50-50 balls, trying to make a play.
Austin attacking Billings. Difficult look and just powers through Billings.
I mean, what? Nice off the glass look, just like she wanted it.
And Prosper called for the foul. Clark able to wrong footer.
It's that next thing, though. Again, just seeing something, and I know it's early. Both teams are trying to get their chemistry down, but see if we can play through if they can play through the adversity here.
Clark sinks the pair. 11 points, 4 assists, but it's been a hard-earned 11. 2 of 14 from the floor. 5-second difference, shot clock and game clock here. Hull is hounding Citron. Knocked away, Harris with the steal. Clark running the floor, blocked by Austin. Oh, she has just been the epitome of a rim protector here tonight.
Yep. I'm talking.
Out of it. Well, they're back within 9. Final few seconds here. And Amor never saw it. The Mystics.
They're not out there to miss, but someone's got to get hot and see if they can lead their team.
It was Kiki Iriafin who got hot in the 3rd quarter. 17 third-quarter points. Austin was the leader in the 2nd quarter. Step through Enemis. Clark pulls down the rebound, and we were hoping for a fresh reset here in the 4th. And before they can get there, an offensive moving screen. Hines Allen's been called for a couple of these.
Yeah.
Austin inside on Clark. Austin over there to give help. McMahon spins, fades, fires, and hits.
I like that. I like that. That's just beautiful basketball right there. Get the hit, and then the fadeaway.
Hand off Clark, off the screen, fire away, drops a 3.
Much needed there by Caitlin Clark. Start feeling good on that outside, and she's hit a couple already early. The 3rd one.
It's amazing her ability to single-handedly bring this crowd to its feet. And searching for something, anything. Iriafin misses. Here's Clark in transition where she's most dangerous. Putting on the moves. Amor sticks with her. Clark. Bullseye!
CC cooking now. He said this game is far from over. You better buckle up.
2 threes in the 1st quarter. And that's a kick ball on Hines Allen. 2 threes to start the 4th.
Coming in. That one right there, that first one was, okay, I got it. This one here might have been a bit of a heat check as it was pressured, but that's her game right there.
She is 4 of 9 from the three-point line, 0 of 8 inside the arc. That's kind of been the opposite of her story so far this season. And a little too aggressive there by Lexi Hull, called for the foul. You know, that's not a bad game. She has a way of lifting the defense like Caitlin Clark does the offense. They're going to be big minutes for Hull, who's played 17 tonight, the most of her brief season. She's been on a minute restriction. Inside, dangerous pass stolen by Clark. 2-on-1, Clark bouncing, Billings is fouled.
This game's all about runs. All about runs, no matter what you did in the first 10 minutes or the last 10 minutes, all about how you finish in that run here. It's a great three-quarter defense by Caitlin Clark, reading the ball there, great distribution there, and foul.
Billings missing on the first of 2. She is a 76% free throw shooter. Indiana 9 of 12 from the line here tonight. Billings knocks down the second. Indiana's pulled back within 4. That was their halftime deficit. They trailed by 14 late in the third.
One possession at a time. Can't get it all back at once.
Amor through a litany of screens. Just runs into Harris, runs into Billings. Another turnover, and that should be a transition take foul.
Now that
never was ruled a transition take foul. Despite what the Fever bench thought, it certainly appeared like it could have been. Fever with the ball here, down by 4. Mitchell back into the game. 14 points here tonight. Clark off the screen. Inside, Hines Allen for 2.
okay there. Shakira Austin playing it a bit safe on that one as she kind of stunted and came back to her player. I would have pressed up on that one.
Harmon deep inside. Ariafin had it knocked away. Working on Hines Allen. Leaves it short. Hines Allen pulled it down. We have not seen Aaliyah Boston here in a little bit. Clark thought about the 3. Circles around. Fires away. And hits!
A CC takeover at the moment, and she is red hot.
And Indiana has taken their first lead since the second quarter. Citron driving on Hull and drew the foul. That was such a crafty move by Sonia Citron. When her team desperately needed a bucket, she'll go to the line.
Sizing up the defense. A great closeout by Kiki. By no means did she not suspect that was going up, but when you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
A 22 for Washington, an immediate response. This game was 67-53, so it was a 17-2 blitz by Indiana. Let's go down to Kelsey Casper.
Well, guys, Indiana Fever PR just told me that Aaliyah Boston is out for the remainder of the game with a lower leg injury. No information at this time, but she will not return in these final 6.5 minutes.
Remember, she has been dealing with a lower leg injury that dates back to her play in Unrivaled, so that's certainly not what you're hoping to hear if you're Indiana. As Washington has taken the lead back. Clark, step back. Well, she took a tumble, didn't get the whistle.
Talk about a heat check. Half-court heat check, maybe.
Inside for Betts, it's too strong. Well, I'll tell you what, Hines Allen.
She's a vet in this league. Moved around a couple places. There's a great pickup for the Indiana Fever organization for what she brings, experience and some leadership. And now with Aaliyah Boston being out, she's gonna have to fill some big shoes here.
Mitchell back for Clark, off a double screen. Mitchell is open, extra pass deflected. Good hands there by Citron. Cunningham takes it in and lays it in.
Multi-dimensional, can't just get stuck out on the arc. You still got to be able to be a presence and a force inside. That's a good take by Sophie Cunningham.
Citron on the attack, the left hand, and it stays down. Fire ahead, Clark to a running Billings. Oh, she couldn't finish inside. Oh, a big miss there for Indiana after Billings was home free.
Yep.
That's a defensive foul on the Fever. That is a big moment with 17 tonight. Iriafin with 17 tonight. That left hand, she gets it to go. Difficult look. Clark with Indiana down by 3. Inside for Cunningham, who was tackled on the baseline. Mitchell, catch and shoot. The Fever are all of a sudden getting great looks. Haven't been able to make the last couple go down. Citron on the drive, bounces Iriafin. Billings gives help. Prosper missing on a 3. This is where the Fever have gotten it done in transition. And it's been Clark at the controls. Clark on the drive, and Clark lays it in.
Okay. And that was a safe bet as Clark runs back with their arms flaring up, trying to get this crowd on their feet.
Clark overplayed the McMahon pass. McMahon can't pay her off. And out of bounds off of Indiana. So Shakira Austin back in, and how will the Fever deal with this front court without Aaliyah Boston? So far pretty good, but Austin has sat the last few minutes.
Yeah, Austin should be smelling blood in the water.
Citron thought about the 3, drives. Here is Austin on Billings, step through, difficult look. Billings played that exceptionally well. Clark, oh, beautiful find. Mitchell finishes. The no-look pass and the no-look shot.
That duo there, they'll get it done every time. They just know where to put the ball. It's almost like telepathy right there.
Indiana back in front. Iriafin, Prosper, extra pass, beautiful find for Washington. And Iriafin on a second effort puts Washington back in the lead. We go back and forth here, final 4 minutes. Mitchell attacking Citron, reverses blocked, but there's a foul in there as well. And Citron didn't argue it. So it'll be Hines Allen versus Shakira Austin. Hines Allen is 6'1", Austin is 6'5". Well, yeah, that sub can't happen because it comes on a challenge.
Yeah.
Which actually works perhaps in Indiana's favor here. Nice job by our officials for getting that sorted out. Billings is 6'4", Austin is 6'5", and Austin wins the tip. So a 1-point lead and the ball for Washington with 3:10 left to play. Can this young group get it done down the stretch? Prosper being watched by Clark. Inside Austin, double team, find it, Iriafin.
And they're gonna keep on growing and getting better and better for that. They already have a year under them, but my goodness, they're a force to be reckoned with down there in that front court.
Clark sees 2. Here's Hines Allen. Tries to get it back to Clark. Shot clock already down to 8. Cunningham, handoff Billings. Billings has to create. Billings spinning on Austin and couldn't finish when she got there. Nice move with that shot clock winding down. Just couldn't finish with the left hand. Billings has had a couple she would like back here in the 4th.
Yep. Great defense there by Austin.
And Mitchell a little too aggressive. That is Indiana's 4th team foul.
That was smart by Georgia Amore there as she came off the screen, kind of slowed herself up. The momentum of Kelsey Mitchell still going forward, able to pick up that foul.
So defensive fouls from here on out will lead to Washington free throws. The Mystics still have a foul to give. Austin being hounded by Billings. And Citron trips, and there is that 5th foul. And that is, if you're Indiana, the last person you wanted to send to the line.
coming off. Again, Citron, this must be practiced in training camp of just reading the defense off of that screen. Do you snake it? Do you wait? Do you explode? Put it in the free throw.
A 6-0 run by the Mystics gives Washington some breathing room here. A 5-point lead with 2:05 left to play. Mitchell crossing over. Too strong on a 3-ball. Billings gets her hands in there and will force the jump ball that we just saw between these two.
Yeah.
Citron being hounded by Hull. Spins around, flips it up, and gets the foul call. And this young Washington group has answered right back. Hines Allen on a handoff to Clark. Oh, yeah!
That was just nasty. Not much you can do on the defense there. Caitlin Clark fired up. Better know where she's at in transition.
That is her 6th-3 here tonight. Indiana down by 4. Here is Citron, back at Hull, spins, fades, fires it 2 more. Sonia Citron has it going. And Hines Allen nearly turns it over, and they're going to get a foul there on Prosper. They'll run the same play. Clark launches, that one in and out.
Thought it open. Was more open on that one than it was the last one.
Now Indiana in dire straits, and Clark's going to be called for the foul here at about 42 feet. With just over 50 seconds left to play. Hines Allen takes it at area fin, a fake and a finish.
Yeah, just to hit on what you just said, what a response. They didn't panic, they stayed poised, they stayed in it, they stayed reluctant. Able to regain the lead there.
Oh, Amor nearly got away with steps. I do think she just got that pass away. Prosper threw it away. Austin was down there, and now it's Clark. Handoff, Mitchell hits a 3. It's a 3-point game, and there's still 4.5.
And send him to the free throw line if I was them.
Beaver do have a timeout remaining. They do not have a foul to give. Austin is trapped. Austin having trouble, gets it to Citron. And first, Sydney Johnson wisely took a time. So too has Sonia Citron, and Amor has organized everything nicely here tonight for the Mystics. Amor off the Austin screen. Amor turns the corner, bounces inside. Iriafin couldn't finish, came down with it. Hines Allen pulled it away, and Hines Allen was fouled. Woo. Oh, Iriafin. So Maisha Hines Allen, a chance to pull the Fever closer. For those wondering, the act of falling to the floor is not a travel in the WNBA.
Yeah.
So that's why that was not a travel. Hines Allen can make this a 1-point game. The Fever still have their timeout. And she does just that. 2 big free throws for a free agent who have done a terrific job.
Making a name. I see Raven Johnson in for Caitlin Clark for the defensive foul here.
Washington struggling to get it in. They just do. And they get it into Citron. That was tense for moments.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Washington gets exactly what they want out of it.
Yep.
7 for 7. I'll tell you, we said this last year watching her play. You would have no idea watching Sonia Citron that she's 22 years old, that she's a second-year pro.
Well, she wakes up every day, gladly does her job, and goes on home.
And calmly knocks down a pair. The Mystics, Clark for the tie. Yes! Caitlin Clark has tied the game with under 2 seconds left to play. 22 has done it again. Clutch of her WNBA career. No timeout. Citron, will she even get one away? She will fire and hit! Have earned 5 more minutes. Not a chance at a stunner. Shakira Austin has been dominant in that center jump circle. She's won them all tonight. She's earned extra possessions. Citron being hawked by Hull. Iriafen, backdoor. Citron steps back, fires, and misses. Well, that was a really good look. And a loose ball foul on the rebound is going against Washington.
Yeah. Citron, do not hesitate. Right now, she is that go-to player, even in her second year. And I know she has the confidence to do so, but just a little hesitant right there. Kind of got her off for the flow, but wide open.
Clark has helped lead the Fever back. What does she have for an overtime encore? Mitchell, back for Clark. Hull battling and earns an extra possession. That is Indiana's 12th. Clark, this time on the drive, circles around, bounces for Mitchell. Right up the middle, and Mitchell hits.
Now again, the Washington Mystics, their defense was so good for most of this game because they were clogging the paint. They've gone away from that.
Citron on the drive, gets to the rim. Clark pushing ahead, Lexi Hull fire away. She misses on a 3. Indiana did not have bodies down there to rebound, so they are quickly one and done. McMahon weaving through traffic, met by Clark, spinning inside, flips it up and flips it in. Poise from the rookie.
Nice poise, good footwork, recognize where the defense was at.
Clark just oozing confidence right now. Does she have some more big shots in her? Cut off there by Iriafen. Clark in the corner. Mitchell tried to rescue, and Indiana turns it over. Citron on the drive, right back to the rim. It's 6 straight for Washington.
Give it to Citron. Get out the way. They're struggling right now. Indiana are struggling to find that.
Now Clark turns the corner, and Clark answers.
She's got 30.
This is becoming an iconic shootout between a pair of 22s. Beautiful lob inside. Austin finishes. Sonia Citron doing it all. This team has enough left in the tank. Mitchell, putting on the moves, crossing up McMahon, drops a 3.
Nasty work, Kelsey Mitchell. Able to rise above on that 3-point.
Citron drives on home, right back to the rack, and it's Iriafen with the stick back.
There's no answer right now for Citron as she's getting anything she wants.
Mitchell the hesitation, and Austin with the block shots. She protects the rim once again. Clark, shot fakes the 3, drives on McMahon, just blows by her in a pretty reverse. When those 3s are falling, she has to be respected so much at the perimeter that it opens up moves like that.
Definitely helps when you're making shots.
Washington executing on offense until now. Hull the steal, ahead to Mitchell. Austin gives chase. Mitchell can't finish at the rim. The pure presence of Shakira Austin. And McMahon is left alone. And a big shot, Cody McMahon. Oh, what a swing. Kelsey Mitchell had a chance to put the Fever in front. And instead, it's Washington by 4.
What a shot.
Does Clark have any magic left? Billings and Iriafen hit the deck. Which way is this going? Seconds to play. Clark looking to inbound, having trouble. Just gets it into Hines Allen. Clark on Citron. These two have been the story. Clark doubled. Mitchell is knocked to the deck, and she takes a hip check by Austin. And that will put the Mystics into the penalty, and Mitchell. So Mitchell a chance to chip into the Washington lead. But she misses. A big empty first free throw. The best Indiana can do is pull within 3 here. And she missed them both. That's off of Austin. Well, you almost never see Kelsey Mitchell miss 2 free throws.
Right.
You wonder that hit just must be bothering her.
She's taking some hits tonight.
The Fever another chance. Clark, catch and shoot. Well, that was as good of a look as she has gotten.
Yep.
But she's had to be perfect here because the Fever defense not giving themselves enough chances. McMahon up top, and Citron traveled.
Just a small shuffle of the feet there. Gotta credit Hines Allen for that closeout. And she's coming up big in some big time moments.
Mitchell with 24. Clark has 32. Mitchell off the screen, feeds Hines Allen. Here is Billings, handoff Clark. Clark on Austin, bouncing for Hull. Shot clock down to 10. Hull leans in, draws the foul.
Opportunities.
And now Lexi Hull will shoot 2. Our game reset is sponsored by Capella University. On a night where it felt like defense was the story for so much of it. Oh, 1 of 2 from the line. The offenses have taken over from the 4th quarter on. These 3 Fever points they trail by are the 3 missed free throws they've left in the last 2 trips. But they've still got a pulse. Citron trying to put an end to that. Austin out on the perimeter and an offensive foul. It's on Harmon. Here is Clark. Clark off the screen, on the drive. Kick back Mitchell. Mitchell will attack. Floater is short. Iriafen pulls it down and is fouled. That was Indiana's foul to give. Inbound to Citron, who lost it, got it back. And they'll foul Harmon, who you'd much rather send to the line than Citron.
Yep.
And that first just hops off. Harmon 1 of 2 from the line, and that's the important one. Indiana has their reset timeout, and that is it. What does Stephanie White have up her sleeve here? She has gotten Indiana good looks in these situations all early season long. Tonight she did so in Dallas. Cunningham to inbound, looking for Clark. Here is Clark. Back for Hull, shot fakes, fires, and hits! It's a 1-point game. The Fever will not go away. Just 5.4 to play here, and Indiana does not have a timeout. Looking for a steal. If not, they need an immediate foul. McMahon having trouble and just gets it into Citron, who is fouled with 4.5 seconds to go. Just continues to pull through in some big moments.
Man, they're just gritty. I like what Washington is able to embody here.
Oh, and a rare miss by Citron. That's big because that means Washington cannot foul Indiana. If you're up by 3, you have to go the length of the floor. That foul is in play. It is not when it's a 2-point game. One of 2 from Citron. Inbound to Mitchell. Can Mitchell win it? Off the screen. Mitchell for the win. Oh, it's short, and Washington survives.
got to give it to Washington as they've done a tremendous